Hi everyone, Quinn here. Today we'll be opening up some Hololive merchandise. First up, we are showing off some Hololive cards. Here we have Pekora looking very cute, so excited for her quarter scale. Also have Shion, I'm very happy I have this one to display it with her figure. Also have Kana here who looks really sweet, and also have Lamy whose scale that recently came out is way too expensive. Watame who looks very adorable, and finally we have Ayame who also looks really cute. Huge shout out to my partner who had a bunch of these just collecting dust in his room, and he let me pick a bunch that I like, and yeah, I'm really happy with them. They're super cute and happy to add them to my Hololive collection. Alright, now moving on to the figures. The first figure we will be opening up today is the Yuzuki Choco 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya. Now, if I'm being completely transparent, although I love Hololive, I actually don't know much about Choco. I don't watch much of her videos, but I did really want to buy her to complete the Kotobukiya Gen 2 set. Now, when I was opening up her figure, I was really pleasantly surprised that I didn't have to do any sort of assembly. I assumed that maybe her succubus tail or her horns or her wings were detached and I'd put them in myself, or just like any other figure, I'd attach the figure to the base, but there was no assembly required, which was really nice. As you can see here, she's just in the blister packaging, ready to be taken out. All you have to do really is remove the protective packaging and she's ready to go. And here is Choco out of the box. I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. She is the second Hololive figure I've received out of the Kotobukiya set, and the Aqua one had its flaws, and I have to say this one does have some drastic improvements compared to that. For starters, I think her horns and her wings look really nice. I love the way it goes from black and it transitions to a navy blue, and I love that it's a shiny finish as well. Her feet are actually screwed onto the base, which I think is really interesting. I don't have any other figure like that in my collection, and I think that's nice. It really guarantees durability and stability, so I like that. Side note, her hot pink bottoms are really cute. The main highlight for me on this figure would have to be her skirt and her stockings. I just think it's done really well. It's the most detailed part out of the whole figure in my opinion. I think it is a decal print on the skirt and the top of the stockings, and I just like that it actually looks like real lace. It looks really nice. And I also think the shading on these stockings are really well done. Moving on to the cons, I actually cannot tell if it's an execution issue or if I'm just not a huge fan of blonde to hot pink hair. I don't know, I just think the tips of her hair look a little cheap. And you know what, maybe there isn't enough of a transition phase. I think it's a little harsh the way it goes from blonde to pink a little too quickly. Maybe there should have been a bit more shading in that part. And just like, what is this cracked seam line on the left side of her hair where the left wing comes out? I think that looks horrible. I just think that could have been done a lot more better in my opinion. A little disappointed with that aspect, but at least it's at the back and the front views are a lot nicer. I think her bangs are done really nicely. Her face looks really sweet and seductive, and just the sculpt overall is really nice. Also, her boob tattoo is so cute! Moving on to the next figure, which is the Murasaki Shion 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya as well. Hoping she doesn't have as much hair QC issues as Choco did. But yeah, pretty excited to open her. I always love my witchy character designs, and I love that she's very cheeky and mischievous, and yeah, I really hope the figure encapsulates that. Before we get into the figure, I quickly want to rant about this yellow tape which is holding her bonus face. I purchased this figure on Ami Ami Pre-Owned, and I'm not sure if Ami Ami did this or if this is how Kotobukiya gives their bonus pieces, which I don't think is true because the Aqua figure from Kotobukiya, her bonus face was included inside the blister packaging. So whoever put yellow tape on the box, thank you so much. It wasn't scary or daunting to peel off the tape off of the packaging at all. It was a great experience. Anyway, jokes aside, whoever did that, just genuinely wonder why that was left for the consumer to deal with. Not a great choice in my opinion, but oh well. Moving on to the figure, here is Shion out of the box in all of her glory. I think she looks so good. Her color combination is just so vibrant and eye-catching, and I love that her pose manages to be not too out there, but it still has some dynamic in it. And I can also just see overall better quality compared to the last figure we just opened. Same deal with the Choco figure. Shion is also screwed onto her base, which is actually really good considering that she's on one leg, so I don't think there should be any problems with leaning issues over time. Although she's already on her base, she does still have a little bit of assembly, which is just applying her witch hat onto her head, which is magnetic, which is always really fun. Quickly wanted to talk about the paint job on her hair. I'm not usually a huge fan of pearlescent paint finishes for hair, but I think because her hair is silver, it really does emphasize the shimmeriness of it, so I don't mind it. The highlight again for this figure would have to be the outfit. I think just Hololive in general always have really great designs, especially the outfits, and yeah, I just think hers is done really well. Especially when you consider the price point of Kotobukiya. They may not be the best company, but you are getting what you pay for. Clean paint job, and there is shading. They're generally just really consistent and reliable, which is what I like about them, and very happy to pay that price. Moving on to Shion's face, I do think it's really nice and it is fitting of the character. I love her eyes, I love that they added blush on her, but I do think that her bonus faceplate is a lot better and just slightly more fitting for her, especially the cheeky grin, which I really love. This is how I will be displaying her, and I'm really happy to add Shion to the collection. She was probably the one I was most excited for, and yeah, I can't wait to display her with the rest of the Hololive girls. The last figure we will be opening up today is the Nakiri Ayame 1/7 Kotobukiya scale. Although Shion was the one I was most excited for, I do think Ayame has the best design, and I can't wait to see that translated into figure form. But because her design is the most intricate in my opinion, of course that means her packaging is slightly bigger than the rest of the girls, and because of that reason I didn't want to pay a high price on Ami Ami, so I actually shipped her and Shion via C-mail just so I can avoid the hefty prices. As you'll soon be able to see, she will be the only figure in this unboxing where she has 2 layers of blister packaging, and unlike the other two, she will have the most assembly, which I can't fault them for. Her design is intricate, but I will say if you do buy this figure, please be very careful when removing her head, applying the big back bow on her back, and then putting the head back on. Her hair is very fragile and it can get in the way of the swords, which could snap her hair. I did consider filming the process, but I was way too scared that I wouldn't be focused enough and I'd somehow break her. But here she is, out of the box, fully assembled. I think she looks great. I definitely think she looks the best out of all the figures we've opened up today, but that's mainly because Ayame just has a really great design. There is so much detail to unpack here, and just everywhere you look there's a new thing to look at and admire. I think she looks really good, especially considering she was only around 16,000 yen. Just like the other 2 figures we've opened up today, she is also screwed onto her base, and I do want to mention, although all of the Hololive Girl bases are very simple, I actually don't mind it. I think it looks clean and it does the job. Also happy with the base size. I'm happy it doesn't take up too much space. Same deal with Xion. Ayame has a magnet in her head to apply her Oni mask, which was just really satisfying to apply. I'm not sure how I feel about the transparent tips in her hair. I just feel with the solid white hair and the pink bottom that's transparent, it's not very cohesive in my opinion. The figure really shines best, again, when you look at her outfit. These Hololive outfits, I'm telling you, they're just too good. As you can see, as I rotate her on the turntable, there's just always something new to look at. She's definitely the most detailed, all of the prints, every little detail, which is like the ribbons or the decal prints or her swords. It's just so good. I think Kotobukiya knocked it out of the park with this figure. What this means now is I have 4 out of the 5 Hololive girls from the Kotobukiya set, and I'm happy for them to join Aqua in my collection. Can't wait to display them together. And eventually I'll pick up Subaru. I had to cancel her because that month was just too much, but she will join the collection soon. And on that note, we have reached the end of today's video. Today we opened up some Hololive cards and 3 Kotobukiya scales. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my video. Let me know if you plan to pick up this set, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!